I can perhaps maybe use some more of this, this space with perhaps one of, you know, maybe my social media activity would work. Maybe you want to include something on, you know, favorite apps, maybe not just social media activity, favorite food apps. So we could maybe group. Again, I'm just going to create another text box. Nice little tip. If you highlight everything and I grab my eyedropper, I can go over to my text and eyedrop that. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. So I'm also just in basic design, print design, web design. You never want to have too many different fonts, and you also don't want to have too many font sizes. So I'm going to select my name to be in quite a large font, 37 and change. Then perhaps maybe my little sub body copy will be in 9, and maybe my main subheads will be in 17. You can adjust that, but I would say 3 to 4 sizes would be your maximum. So let's just build a quick graph here. So, all right, folks, someone shout out some food apps to me.
Skip the dishes.
Skip
Uber
the dishes.
Eats.
Uber Eats.
DoorDash.
DoorDash. You guys nailed it. Thank you. Skip the dishes. So this would say be the amount of use that they use.
DoorDash is the best though. Cheapest.
Ooh, I had a real bad experience with DoorDash. They delivered to a house way down the street from me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right. I got a nice discount. So we've got skip the dishes. What was another one? Uber Eats. Oops, I don't think my, oh, this is actually good to kind of circle back. So in case I move too fast there, folks, I'm just going to delete that. I do want to make sure that my graphs or my rows are the same height. Make sure these are great to use in InDesign. So I can click on this and now I have the height, which is 0.2731. So to make sure they're consistent, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go 2731. Now they're the same height. I'm very, very, very particular about spacing, about consistency, stuff like that. So make sure you keep an eye on those things. If I want to use this text field and I just want to duplicate, if I click Option and drag, that just duplicates it. So I don't need to reinvent the wheel. Uber Eats, oops. And for Danny, DoorDash. I got my chat. What's going on in here? Adam's delivery. Okay. So if this is, say, a nice little, we want to show the Jamie's use of these apps. So say you're doing this, Danny. You think DoorDash is the absolute best. So what's going to happen now is, just going to move those aside a little bit and going to just say DoorDash. That means that's number 1. I made these the wrong color, sorry folks. And now I'm going to place that back. Oopsies. Command Shift square bracket. What's that?
I don't think it's the best. I'm just saying it's the cheapest.
It's the cheapest. All right.
The
So
dishes
now,
is probably better.
Maybe. I think the options are much greater, I think.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to use this, so now I'm going to take this box. I kind of moved a little bit quick. Sorry, folks. I'm going to press Command C to copy. And then I'm going to, or you can go Edit, Copy. And then I'm going to go Edit, Paste in Place. So it pastes it right in there. I'm going to color it that pink color. And I'm just going to say Uber Eats. Ooh, Jamie. I don't think Jamie uses Uber Eats that much. Now, same thing. I'm going to edit, copy, edit, paste in place, color that pink, skip the dishes, maybe a bit less. And then Command Shift, close the square bracket to bring it forward, or obviously you can go View or Object, I believe it is. I always know the hotkeys. Bring to front. Gosh. Oh, arrange, there it is. Send backward, send forward. So team, here we go. So now I can take all those. I'm going to Command G to group them. Command G to group, Command G to group. Do a little bit of adjusting here. Let's get the spacing between these nice and even. So just like we're used to in Illustrator, I'm going to evenly distribute. So now I have a nice little guide. I can already see where Jamie's at. And then I just continue on. So I'm going to continue on filling in these buckets. So I'm going to make sure everything's in a nice column format. So you can use your margins, or you can just go ahead and maybe add a guide. So your smart guides will help you here. Let me just go and add a nice little box, and I'll get my center point. So now we're going to, bring this up into here, change the color of that. Oops. To change the color of the box, it's here, and that would change the actual box. If I want to change the text color, I just click the text formatting, and then I click that blue. So now over here, what other information do we need? We can go behaviors. Oops. Woo. And then perhaps maybe for behaviors, we just have a little bit of lorem ipsum in there. I'm just going to put lorem ipsum. You guys will actually write that. So maybe it's like a little Gotham. Oops.
Quick question, Kristen. When you were dragging swatches and stuff.
Yeah. Dragging swatches. What did you mean?
Like when you were making new swatches, how did you just drag them out?
How do I drag them out, or how do I add them?
Sure, both. Why not? It's been a while.
That's okay. Yeah, good question. So how do I add swatches? So you can just go into your swatches panel. You could hit the side hamburger menu, go new color swatch. So again, you can work it this way by creating your own colors through CMYK.
Okay. Yep.
I personally like a start point using some Pantone colors. Actually, I say I like, it's probably half and half. And then you go add, works the same way. Whoopsies.
Pantone uncoated?
I usually use Pantone uncoated, but to be honest, this is just all visual, so it doesn't really matter what your color, which Pantone format you use. I've just forever used Pantone coated because that's that was kind of the basis in the last 20 years or 20 years ago, I should say. But again, you guys you can select any Pantones you want. A little Pantone thing. Pantone solid coated just means it's going to, this Pantone swatch is going to be on a coated paper. If you have a Pantone pastel coated, that means they're going to be the pastel version on a coated stock. So the reason why they separate is just to give you a different visual, because when you're printing ink on coated paper, it will look one way. And if I print that exact same color on an uncoated paper, it's going to look duller. So this is all just for visual. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
No problem. So again, you can, like, if you want to work with your CMYK, you go ahead and you add them in there, and then you're done. So say for instance, just so I don't bore you guys too much with this, say this is all done. I've got this all laid out. I've got my 6 categories. I already have 1. I've got 2. I've got my image 3. So I just need 3 more really. Maybe I want to throw an extra one in there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my pages panel. I'm going to take that page, click, and I'm going to drag it down to that plus sign. And now you're like, boom, awesome. Now I just got to go and change my picture and change my information. So now I'm going to go to my picture. I'm going to Command D, and I'm going to pick this lovely lady. So we'll say her name is Jane. Oops. Jane Doe. It's a bit tough to read, so perhaps maybe I'm going to add a little color wash on there. Nice little tools to add. You can add a little fade on it. So I can click that and I'm going to click and drag, and that's going to fade that color out. And then here's another little trick. Go to our effects, add a little multiply. And now that text stands out a little bit more. So all of these little nitty-gritty details, which are potentially will get annoying because you're like, I got to think of this, I got to do this. But these are all the little details that are going to make you guys, I promise you, the strongest designers ever.
That's cool.
Ungroup these suckers. Whoops. And now say for Jane, she really doesn't like Skip. She really likes Uber Eats. And then maybe she's around here for DoorDash. And then again, do it again, duplicate, and you've got your 3.
Cool.
Was that a giant mouthful?